Welcome to another exciting episode of the Fresh CrEd Podcast. Today, we are joined by Alan and Christopher Safieh from Born Farms, a division of Unispice. Get ready to explore how they are revolutionizing the produce industry with cutting-edge AI, predictive modeling, and regenerative agriculture. Discover their innovative approach to creating a more sustainable and predictable food supply. Let's dive in.
We're back, and we've been joined by Alan and Christopher Safieh from Born by Unispice.
That's right.
Correct? Awesome. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Thank you for your
Good to be
partnership.
here.
We
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
No, not at all. Thank you. So, is this your first time at Viva?
Yes.
Oh, well, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is the kind of people I like to talk to.
Yes, sir.
First year. So, you're aware this is our 9th year producing the show. It would have been 10th, except for 1 year in COVID where we had to cancel.
Well, you
for
and I
obvious
had
reasons.
you and I did a show.
We did our own show.
Yeah.
We did our own
And
show.
I had
It was
my
at a
own
golf course. But yeah, so far, obviously, we're just getting started. It's been, I don't know, yesterday would have been the golf tournament. Did you go to the golf tournament?
Of course, I went to the golf
I
tournament.
was there too.
Did you go?
Yeah,
I didn't see you at all.
I didn't get to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Uh-huh.
Self-promotion.
Yeah.
Ed is Mr. Golf. He quit playing so he could just run golf tournaments. That's what
Believe
he
me,
loves
it's
to
not
do.
it's not by
He
choice.
just loves running golf tournaments.
Oh, yeah.
That's his thing. So, how about first time Viva? Is this so? It's Viva's first time in Houston. How about you guys? You ever been to Houston before? Or?
Yeah, we actually used to live in Houston.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
very nice. So you're very familiar with the
we love
territory.
Texas.
What's your favorite restaurant in Houston?
We actually used to live in the Woodlands. The Tommy Bahamas one.
Tommy
my favorite.
Bahamas. All right, very nice. I like their clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a few Tommy Bahama
The
shirts.
restaurant is really good. I was impressed.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
The Woodlands.
Alan, how about you? Favorite restaurant?
Downtown
I
restaurant.
think the one Vic's by the Hyatt, by the
Vic and Anthony's?
yeah, that was
Yeah.
very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Vic and Anthony's
somebody
was
was with
one of
me
the
yesterday. I was like, that is one of the best restaurants in I was going to say San Antonio, in Houston.
I loved
Vic
it.
and Anthony's.
I
Now,
really
you got to
liked
be
it.
prepared because you won't sleep. I mean, if you eat too late, I think the last time I ate there, I couldn't sleep because it's just so much and so rich. But yeah, if you're
It's
in
very
that,
good. Very
super,
good.
super good.
16-ounce New York steak.
Oh yeah.
Is that the call? That's the way you go?
Yeah.
16-ounce New York.
I'll have
steak?
There you go.
I'll have nightmares. I can't do that.
So I take it you guys are not in the steak business, right?
No.
Tell us a little bit about Born,
Okay.
how you got here.
We've been around in the produce business. Unispice has been around in the produce business for more than 34 years.
Okay.
So about 8 years ago, we started increasing our acreage on the farming, and we developed a unique system where we grow produce in a very predictable way through technology, AI, regenerative agriculture too.
Okay.
So we came up with a concept that had to be totally new. So that's why the name is Born.
Uh-huh.
Something new is born.
Hmm.
And it's based on transparency, regenerative agriculture, traceability to the seed. And it's a unique system. And that's what we're bringing it out to the world, not only to the US and Canada, but also to Europe and hopefully for Asia. We see it as a movement to bring transparency to the food chain, especially in the fresh produce. It brings something really new to the business. And I think the world's needing something new, especially in the produce business. We want to make this unpredictable business as predictable as possible. And we have a system, a production system that can do that and has been proving it for the last 7 years.
What we noticed was that if that first part of the chain, the farms, was not predictable, it was very hard to make the rest of the chain efficient and predictable.
Right.
So in the beginning, we were more focused on the processing and packing side. But when we decided to jump into this journey of building this new model, what we focused on was making the farms predictable and scalable.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we did that was through data. So by developing a model, what Alan was talking about in our AI models, we were able to make the farming side extremely predictable, which allowed us to make the rest of the chain extremely predictable and efficient. And on top of that, sustainable.
Well,
So now, who's behind? So the AI technology and the development of that. I mean, who kind of oversees that?
Yeah, we have a team that
Okay.
does that. Actually, it's called Cerebro, the team that runs it,
Mhm.
like Cerebro of
Yeah.
X-Men.
Yeah.
And it's based on data. That's the core of it. It's generating the right data and then feeding it into the model to be able to take a proactive rather than reactive approach.
And then what kind of commodities? What are you guys growing?
We go French beans, green beans, sugar snaps, snow peas, Brussels sprouts, sweet
Butternut.
corn.
Hang on, I got to stop you guys. Wait a second. What? You've got predictability around green beans?
Our main item actually is French beans.
Well, any of those beans,
Yeah.
if you've got some predictability around green beans or French beans,
And
we do.
yeah, we need to talk. Because,
We do.
And
We are talking.
Oh, yeah, but we need to.
By the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, we are that.
and I'm sure you've
By the way-
noticed what happened in the past. What was it? 4 months with all the bean markets.
Yeah, I know.
It's been
I'm
crazy.
very familiar with the bean market. Yeah, exactly. And it's
We had 100% fill rate.
really that's amazing.
We predicted the drought 18 months ago through our system, and we prepared ourselves for the big drought on the temperature changes. And through technology, we were able to get ready for it. And we started, like I said, 18 months ago by having, first of all, the technology on our irrigation system. It's state of the art. We're using 78% less water. So it's good for the plant, for the cost, but also for the environment. Less energy too. We prepare with extra deep water wells. So we were ready for the high temperature, and also we were preparing new varieties that were more resistant.
So for you guys, are you doing? This is not indoor, right? This is
No,
all open
all
field,
outdoor.
all open
Yeah.
field, right?
1,500 hectares.
I'm impressed, extremely impressed. What part of the world?
Our main growing areas are in Guatemala. And we have farms in different altitude and climates, but all focused in Guatemala right now.
Okay, very nice. So you talked about you were able to predict the droughts. It sounds like 18 months in advance.
Yes.
Is that using historicals? Is that how you're driving your
Yeah.
models?
There's a lot of data out there. It's how you analyze it. And what we were seeing is that there was a prediction for El Nino. It's been happening for a very long time, but there's certain numbers in the temperatures and the winds and the temperatures of the water and the different algorithms. And you have to look all over the world that the percentage of being El Nino, when it goes above 60%, you might have a problem. It doesn't hurt you to prepare yourself.
So just real quick, El Nino, El Nina,
Yeah.
the differences.
El Nino for Guatemala is drought,
Okay.
lack of water. La Nina, which there's a big chance that will happen by the end of August. That's what they're predicting,
Okay.
and our model are predicting due to the temperatures of the waters. We're going to see a very active hurricane season. That's what everybody's predicting too. La Nina brings a lot of water. So we're preparing for that too. The way you do it is just, depending on the soil, depending on where you're growing it, you got to get the water to run, So we prepare for that.
Yeah, actually an interesting story. What was it, like 6 months ago? We got a storm that we got the equivalent of a month's worth of rain in 2 hours. And all the surrounding farms had a loss of 98%. Ours had 8% because of those models. And because we're able to run simulations of what would be the worst case scenario, we can prep for it. So it makes the farm a lot more resilient, which allows us to have way better predictability in terms of supply and quality. So what we're trying to do with what we're predicting that's going to come is be able to be ready for that. Even if it doesn't happen, you're ready for it to make sure you have that predictability. But again, everything starts at the farm.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how many facilities or things you have. If that first step of the farm is not right, there's nothing you can do afterwards.
How long would you say it's been since you've reached the optimized state? It sounds like you're optimized right now.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey, but I think for the last 7 years, we've been modeling the algorithms. And this year, we're going to have the Natus farms. It's the first farm called Natus Farms, which is we're going to grow product where nobody has grown anything in the past for the last 30 years. And we're going to use our model, our regenerative model, our resilient model. We're very excited. We're going to document it. I'll send it to you, but it's going to be, we're very excited to prove what we've learned in the last 7 years and use all the data that we have.
Yeah. So it's farms. So what's the name? How do you call the farms?
Natus, which is
Natus.
born in Latin.
Born in Latin, right? Yeah. So you're gonna go back to these farms, right? That haven't been grown on. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're already started. Yeah.
You've already started on that.
A big part of our model is sustainability. It
Yeah.
was something that was core to what we did since day one. And one of the main things is regenerative agriculture. So we take lands that hadn't been farmed in 34 years and we turn it around. And I think another important thing is understanding what the land needs and you do that through data. So by doing really deep soil analysis, you can create a plan tailored to that specific land to see what's missing, from organic matter to nutrients to the texture of the land. You can pretty much tailor it to what it needs, but the thing you need is data to understand what's the state of that land. And it's a process, but the important thing is to be able to measure everything, to see that progress, and create a plan to be able to regenerate the land.
Remember, Guatemala is in the equator, so
Yeah.
we don't have cold hours. You know, it's the land of the eternal spring. That's what it's called. And so what you do is you rotate products. You know that, and that's part of the model too. If
Right.
you can't rotate different products, that you not only break the cycles of the bugs,
Mm-hmm.
but you also integrate a lot of organic to the soil that it doesn't affect the next crop.
Mm.
So you don't have any resistance of bugs or diseases.
We talk about field trips all the time.
Oh yeah,
I wanna go.
this one's already on my bucket list.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to have you over there.
So it's kind of a running joke, but often folks invite us and to go see operations. And I told Craig, one of these days in a summer month, we'll go and just spend it on the road and see operations around the world. Like, so next year,
It's a short flight from Houston.
our intermediate goal or end goal maybe even is to do this at Fruit Logistica.
For Logistica,
Yeah,
yeah. We
next
go
year.
there every...
Yeah.
Oh, is that
never
right?
been.
You guys
I've
do
never
it.
been.
So
So-
is the Hard Rock still in Guatemala?
I think they closed it.
Damn. I was there for the opening.
Oh, you
I was
were?
there for the opening. I just happened to be. I was in the. I've dealt with bananas off and on over the course of my career,
Okay.
and I was literally there opening night for the Hard Rock in Guatemala. So
Nice.
Nice.
disappointed. In fact, my trying to which one? I guess it's my oldest granddaughter. She got a onesie, so she had like a onesie from the Hard Rock. And,
Really?
yeah. So, but you didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had Hard Rock back then. When
I
you were a
said
young
my
man.
oldest granddaughter. It wasn't
Okay.
back for me. It's like, yeah.
I hope.
Yeah. So
Hard
Well-
Rock Onesie.
yeah.
We wedged in an invite there. So
I saw how you did that. I saw
Yeah.
what you did there.
Well, you know, I'm getting good at it.
You know, but I mean, you know, this is what you guys are doing. It's amazing what you're talking about. I mean,
Thanks.
I sit here on this side, you know, being in the business, and I'm thinking, you know, what you guys are able to replicate and do and scale. That's change. That's
And
farming change of a massive magnitude, right? I mean, it's not just a minor deal, because you're correct. I mean, it starts at the farm. Variability at the farm level is one of the biggest challenges everybody faces, right? And the more you can influence, control, however you want to call it, the better you get. Like I say, it can help in the supply chain being more predictable and delivering against all that stuff.
And also our model to be connected to any customer. So we're doing some custom-made inventory control for customers. And the beauty about it is that now they can do the first in, first out based on the day and time of harvest.
Hmm.
So that's reducing the shrinkage at shelf big time.
Wow.
So if they allow us for Cerebro to control their inventory, we can send them exactly which box should go out first based on the day and time of harvest. So you can imagine what the impact will be.
Sure.
Which for our customers is huge in terms of shrinkage.
Yeah.
Because you make it a lot more efficient. And I think that's the benefit, you know, by connecting directly to the farms and being able to streamline the whole supply chain, you make it a lot more efficient in terms of having the product when you need it, having extremely consistent quality, reducing shrinkage. The sustainability part is huge too. You're making sure it's being grown the right way. And that connects back to food safety too. Because if you know where the product's coming from, you can guarantee that food safety for your customer.
So we haven't, we went right into the company stuff, but now that you've talked a little bit about that, I mean, I'm super curious. You know, Christopher, we'll start with you. You know, what's your background, right? How did you get where you are now, and what is your expertise, I guess?
That's an interesting question. I have a bit of an interesting journey.
Okay.
I graduated high school at 14
All right.
and my master's degree at 17. And I went straight into this when I graduated. Actually, I started at 15 working at the company while I was doing my master's, and I went straight into it. And I think that was a good thing because we had no experience. So we took a bit of an engineering approach to farming rather than just a farming approach. And I think that was one of the best things we could have done.
So you're,
You
so
can go ahead and retire now.
I'm thinking, holy cow! That I kind of wish I wouldn't have asked that question. Now I feel bad about myself.
Congratulations, by the way. That's
yeah,
very
thank you.
impressive.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
And an engineer, right? Is that your?
No, I got an MBA, but a very engineered approach.
Yeah, and then very
Numbers have always been my thing. I try to take an engineer approach to things, and that's why we wanted to. When we started this project, we started with a clean slate.
Okay.
And I think that was one of the biggest advantages. And coming with really not that much experience, straight out of my master's, was a huge advantage.
Ah, very nice. All right, Alan. Did you graduate Did you graduate at 14?
No, not really.
Yeah. Well, good. You're in my camp. I didn't either.
Good. No, I'm the founder of Unispice. I started Unispice 34 years ago. I was actually younger than Christopher, 19. And I've been in this business for a very long time. It's been my only industry all my career.
Okay.
And we started with berries. Actually, the name Unispice comes that we started with cardamom.
Wow.
Long time ago.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Cardamom, I don't know. It's a spice. I don't know if you know about cardamom.
Sure.
But I used to buy the third-class cardamom from the big exporters. Mm-hmm. And I designed a formula at that time where I can rescue some of those little seeds. Mm-hmm. At that time, it was worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think it is still very
I was going to say, I
expensive.
think it's still not very cheap.
So I was able to create a formula for a company in Denmark for pastry. So they saved a lot of money by us doing this product for them.
Wow.
So then after, when they realized that
Where
it was
is
a good business.
Majority of cardamom grown?
Guatemala.
Okay.
We're the number one exporter in the world. Yeah. So once that business got caught up by the big guys, they say, okay, we're going to do the business. And then someone started, he gave me some berries to start with, and that's where I started the company.
So I take it, Alan, given the fact that you started the company and this is your baby, so to speak, this is all these things this is your vision, right? Yeah, these are kind of your passion, your vision of how you see the opportunity in this agriculture to be more sustainable, to be more predictable. And would you say that this is really your vision overall from the very beginning?
To be honest, our biggest channels as Unispice since the beginning is to bring the source very close to the customer. And data transparency has done that for us. Mm-hmm. They can doubt what you say, but not what you do.
Yeah.
And we just want to show the world what we're able to do. And we don't want to be a commodity. We have a mission as a company, and we have to prove the world that this system actually works for everybody in the value chain. After 34 years, and after having all this data with new technology, we have a chance to prove it, and we're doing it. And that's why Born was born.
All right. Well, you think you can do some prediction with squash?
If you give me what type of squash, I can give you. I have the algorithm for a lot of butternut squash. I'll give you an example. I was two Fruit Logisticas ago. I was with a supermarket from Germany, and I said, "Look, sorry to tell you, but I see that you're gonna have a shortage of butternut squash." He said, "No, I'm not gonna have a shortage of butternut. I'm telling you, you're gonna have a shortage of butternut because the algorithm tells us that Spain has the highest temperature." Portugal has the highest temperature, and there are rains in South Africa. So that means that whatever you store, that's not going to last in your store like you always do. No, I'm not going to have. I said, look, precision agriculture. I'm going to have for you 1 million pounds from the first week of May till the second week of June. And that's it. They said, look, I cannot commit. I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll take the risk. Boom. It happened like that.
Yeah.
After that, we got a program.
I bet you did. Well, look, yeah, we can off camera. We can continue this conversation.
We're going to continue in Guatemala.
Well, or when we get to Guatemala,
we'll find the Hard Rock, whatever cave.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it may not be there. We may find something besides the Hard Rock. Maybe it's the Planet Cafe or something. But either way,
super inspiring. You guys are obviously both very passionate about what you do. It's I want to learn more just hearing you speak about it. So congratulations on all of your success. Thank you for your support. And we hope you have a great show, by all means.
It's been very great so far, and it hasn't started.
It hasn't really even started yet. So
yeah, again, I just want to tag on to that, right? Thank you very much for being part of this today and giving your time. And anything you see us, you need anything out as you make your ways around here at Viva Fresh, please look us up for sure. But Yeah. Thanks again, guys. It's a
Thank you.
pleasure meeting you. It's been a super interesting conversation, and I'm sure everybody here will find it as well. So
Thank you
thanks.
very much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very
And-
much for having us.